This is a reading for Libra for December. If you have Libra in Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, this reading is for you. I'm talking a little bit in these readings for December about the energies of the 7s and 8s and 15 in the major and minor arcana in the tarot. There is a card on the video up at the top right that will take you to the video that explains a little bit more about this. It's an all signs reading. Recently, a lot of the 7s and 8s have been coming up in different readings for me. So I have shuffled the cards and now I'm going to cut them and begin the reading. This will be a Celtic cross, and the first card in the Celtic cross is the heart of the matter. What is the heart of the matter for Libra? The world. The world is awakening, it is karmic justice, it is new beginnings, it is possibilities, it is enlightenment. It is the final card in the tarot that signifies typically the end of one cycle in your life and the beginning of another. And the crossing energy for this, just it dropped out, it's the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is a situation where in something that you are doing in your life, you are feeling that you need to be defensive. The 7 of Wands in this deck is, to me, unique because it shows the individual sitting in peace with what is going on. And I think that it shows two things. There is an acceptance that the individual knows what they have produced is good. They're secure in this. And they also have set up good boundaries around themselves so that the energy that they feel is asking them to defend this, they are really blocking that energy. And that is a card that talks about having good boundaries. And if it is a challenge to the feeling of the world, is that you feel this defensive energy in what's going on. So this is something that we'll find out a little bit more about as we go through the reading. The next card is what is at the base. What is the energy below? For Libra, please. What's the energy below? The energy below is sometimes the root cause, sometimes it is just the general underlying energy. If there is a problem as the heart of the matter, it can be a root cause, and it can also be energy that influences it. And if it's just a general situation, that might explain some of why you are where you are right now. So what is at the base? What is below for Libra? Too many cards. Let me get this. I'm going to put these back in the deck. Shuffle a little bit. It's kind of a funny, buzzy energy around this reading for some reason or other. That's the cards are kind of wanting to do what they want to do. Okay, what is at the base for Libra? Okay, there is a complete emotional, this is contentment. This is a happy card, a happy family, emotional contentment, and complete emotional satisfaction. It's a good, secure emotional base. It's a good space to be in. So that's good. You're at the beginning of a new cycle, but you already have some things that are sort of challenging that. But you do have the emotional stability and emotional contentment. So let's see what has happened in the recent past for Libra. Recent past for Libra, please. Okay, the Four of Wands is stability, and the fours often show stability, sitting in an energy that is stable, and the Four of Wands is really talking about that. It is having a foundation that is strong, The fire energy that is here in the Seven of Wands shows that whatever it is that you're working on, you have a firm foundation for it. The things that are holding it up are the people that you are working with or dealing with or moving through this time in your life with. These are people who you feel a kinship with. They are possibly family, they're possibly friends or coworkers, but they feel like part of your tribe. So that's a good energy to have here. Let's see what energy is coming into your consciousness right now. What is at the top? What is above for Libra? We have the Lovers. This card it could be a card of a romantic relationship. Another thing that it can be is coming to the realization of self-love. There is a card at the bottom here of this that shows the Magician, and the Magician is a manifestation. This can be someone around you, or this could be your own energy. And with Libra, I'm going to take a look at the Lover's energy here for Libra. There is often a choice. The card talks about dualities. It also talks about healthy boundaries, and so I think it relates to the Seven of Wands, which is one of our sevens, that energy that we were talking about here. So in this card, this is showing something of an open heart in your current energy, which is really good. You have a stable foundation, you have emotional contentment, and you have healthy boundaries, and sometimes this can be soulmates, and romantic relationships are not always the same thing, because soulmates could be some of the people who you are working with or working on your life with, people who are around you in the Four of Wands, the people who you feel that kinship with. So far I see a great deal of stability, and I'm just curious about what is causing this Seven of Wands here. What is the situation? We'll take the Magician, and the Magician could be an external influence, but because it's come up below the Lovers, I think this may actually be something that you have been in the process of manifesting for yourself. What is in the near future for Libra? What is in the near future for Libra, please? Near future for Libra, please. There are 3 cards. All right, so let's see. There's just 2 cards. The near future for Libra. The first card is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is stable and abundant energy. The card that came out with it is the Eight of Cups. So the King of Pentacles talks about the material world stability, and the Eight of Cups talks about something emotional that someone is walking away from. There may be a situation that is indicated by this Seven of Wands, that there is some conflict or some stress or some pull, some criticism or something that is happening with you, or some of the projects you're working on, or some of the things that you're doing. There is some sort of tension here, and that is really showing up, the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Cups. So what is this about, I wonder? Because you are in a state of emotional contentment. There is a good, stable foundation here. And up here we have the Lovers, which is also stable. So the King of Pentacles, you have the stability of the material resources. And again, this is King energy, and this is Earth sign energy. So what is causing this? We'll find out. But the Eight of Cups, a card of withdrawing from emotions. And it could be that some of the things that you've worked through in this cycle before have brought up energies that have ended up being challenging. And maybe this is one of the things that you need to work on. It doesn't look like you are defensive, but it could be I think it could be that there are still things that you need to work on, and you realize this. And so what you've been doing is working on letting go of those things and moving forward in the abundance that you have, and not taking every bit of energy that is critical that you're presented with. We'll know a little bit more when I go into the other cards. And we're just going to move these over and think about this for a second. So there is stability and balance, and yet there is this Seven of Wands. So that is the mystery here. What is that energy about, and what is causing the Eight of Cups to show up in your near future? So we have a clue here that is in the underlying energy for these two cards, and it's the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a decision, and this is underlying energy. So there could be something in the situation that has to do with the Seven of Wands, that someone has said something cutting to you and has made you think that this is time to make a decision. And this decision may have been to no longer pay attention to what that person was saying to you. Because you are sitting in a position where you, typically what will happen is if we get to a certain state in our life where things are happening and things are going well, we will always find that there are people who want to make comments or maybe suggest improvements, or they will want that when a person reaches a certain level of, say, creative prowess or whatever, and people want to pick at that. That could be the kind of energy that you're walking away from. You will know what it is, but that's just an example. So let's see where Libra is, and that's the kind of thing that critics can make you feel like, do I need to do this? Do I need to do something else? Is there a decision I need to make here? This might be coming up later. Who knows? We'll find out. So where is Libra right now, energy-wise? What is Libra in this reading? Oh, well, the Libra is in the King of Wands, Leo energy. This is a very strong energy, and that could be why that you're taking a stance here, and it's creative energy. So this reading seems to be about this new phase this new cycle being one of creative energy. And I think that the creative energy might be something to do with your livelihood, because we have a very strong resource here. The King of Pentacles, I was just thinking about that. The King of Pentacles could be some earth energy, like a Capricorn, that is around you as well. And this is something that could also have to do with the lovers. If there is a romantic relationship, this could be part of that. We'll see when we get a little farther. I'll see if I can get some clearer intuition on what's going on here. What is the environment around Libra? Please, what is the environment around Libra right now? The current environment may be a clue to why the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Cups is here. Well, perhaps not, though, because we have a very, well, literally a fertile environment for creativity, and for the Empress is very stable, very abundant, but there's deep emotion and there's intuition. The divine feminine is really embodied in the Empress. So there's some deep feminine energy here that really is going to be stable. The Empress really wants for nothing. So I'm thinking the environment is good. So let's see if we can find some clues in the hopes and fears. What are Libra's hopes and fears right now? I may have to pull a clarifier on what the Seven of Wands is about. We will see. Hopes and fears for Libra, please. Temperance. Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. And temperance really does talk about balancing the dark and light. So there is an element of Libra here. So I am wondering, temperance can mean that I'm going to have to think about this again for a second, because again we've got the Two of Cups here as the underlying energy, and so we have a great deal of balance showing up here. The balance here, and this is also, aha, I think I might have found it. The underlying energy, there's some creative energy here that is not really balanced. This Five of Wands is maybe getting in our way here. This is, I think the clue. The thing is, though, that you have this Two of Cups, you have the Lovers, you have the emotional balance. This is talking about emotional love, compassion for yourself, and that seems to be here. You also have the Queen of Wands energy underneath here, and so I think that instead of looking at this as you're walking away from something that hurt, I think that what you're doing is you're walking away from things that don't serve you, because you know you have gotten to the point where in the process of going into this new cycle, you've got that. You have this self-love that you know you need. You know your worth. And I think that this Five of Wands is energy that has come up for you in, quite possibly in work. It could be in relationships of any kind, but that is energy that causes a feeling of conflict, that causes people to be competitive and to work at cross purposes to one another. So I think that's what you might be feeling. This is a time in my life when this no longer serves me, and I'm moving away from this kind of energy. And we have the Queen of Wands underneath here that is really telling me, there is the Wands energy around you, the creative energy that you're feeling. You want to go a different direction with it, because you really do have the emotional part of it. So this is a conscious choice to not take on this energy anymore. And I think that's what this is about. There's moderation here. The environment is really good. It's really good for creativity. The King of Wands energy is strong creative energy. The King of Pentacles is strong material energy, is an abundance. And so the resources and everything are in place, and you've made up your mind that this is, things that are no longer for me, I'm not going to do them anymore. I like this. I like this as this stable energy of, I know what I want, I know what I'll tolerate, and I'm just not taking that anymore. And I think that's how you have become set up to do. So really, the Empress is creation, whatever you want to do. But I think that maybe here, as a hope, the masculine and feminine balance is one thing. Duality, restraint, and patience. Maybe you are feeling impatient about something, or maybe but I can't really see that. But it could be that there could be, with the Five of Wands, it could be that the shadow energy of temperance is clashing interests, relationships that are oil and water, and this could be the oil and water feeling. The Seven of Wands, that there are people around you that just set your teeth on edge. And that might be part of what it is. You're wanting out of that. You're hoping for this harmony. I'm going to say this is a hope for harmony, and this is a hope for the balance. It might also be the desire for really finding purpose in what it is that you're achieving, because the competitive thing wasn't working for you. So let's see what the outcome is, and then I'll see if I can pull some clarifiers on some things. So what is the outcome for Libra, please? There's a couple of cards here. Okay, I get the Ace of Wands and the Moon came out first. And there's a card underneath that is probably going to give me some answers here. So the Moon is really kind of related to the fact that the Empress is in the environment. I think you're getting more meditative about how you go about things. And this current cycle has brought you to this emotional awareness that there are still things that bother you, that you're wanting to work on. And there's also a great inspiration and creativity with the Ace of Wands. And so I'm thinking that is going to show up in the things that you produce for your family or for your work or your creative energy. There's potential there. There's a real ability to manifest. And we saw the Magician show up in the cards here. So that, I think, is a very positive thing. There has been, and this is underlying energy, you've had to be really strong about something here. Let me see if I can look at the underlying cards before I go for a clarifier here. Okay. So what these cards tell me in the underlying energy is that there's been some anxiety about something. Again, I think that has to do with this Seven of Wands and this walking away. So this is where you made the decision. You're making the decision in the near future. You're not taking that anymore. And I think that Nine of Swords is attached to the Five of Wands, that competitive energy that I think that you get. It's not for you. Strength is here. You've been working very hard and you have been very strong. The things that you produced in the previous cycle have been had you kind of worn out. I do think that you're past that. You will be past that when you come to the end of this push, because you've got the King of Wands energy here. This is giving you encouragement to continue on with what it is that you are doing in this creative atmosphere that you find yourself, because you have the energy here. And I think that you are going to cut some things out of that are not serving you. And another thing is that the Fool energy is back here too. In your new cycle, that might have been the very first thing that you encountered was, I'm going to try something absolutely new. And that absolutely new something might have met some disagreements. And so the 7 and 8 show up here, but the 8 of Pentacles is that whatever you created from that, you might have been perfecting. And the risk there is that you can perfect something, the creative energy, you can perfect it to the point where it's no longer meaningful. It's over edited, or it's over perfected, or it never gets done. So I think that there's been some things you've been thinking about, maybe complete change, and that maybe is what has been made possible by the world, the new cycle you're in. But I do think that you have been working hard on something, and that feeling is that because the 7 of Wands is here, this is something that is still ongoing, and it's caused you some stress, and you had to push through with strength. So let's look at something else. But we do see underneath that as well, we see balance, because we get a balanced give and take here. So things really have been a bit stressful, and you've been working really hard. You've had a new start that has happened, at least that seems to be apparent. That's what is going on. I do want to look at the, let's see, the King of Pentacles and Eight of Cups. Clarify the near future. Let's pull a card to clarify the near future for Libra. There is every chance that you will really understand what this is about already. However, I'm just feeling the need to clarify it. What is the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups about in the near future? What is, let's just look at the Eight of Cups. What is the Eight of Cups in the near future? Thought I had something. Not. I have to edit the long shuffle out. Okay, what is the clarifier? The clarifier for the near future. Okay, so yeah, all right, we had those cards come up. So the clarifier is the Queen of Wands and the Two of Cups. So yeah, I think that I think that the original intuition was right. You have this creative energy, and you have the resources, and you have the self-worth, self-compassion, and this really is talking about moving on with stability here that's given you by the King of Pentacles, and not taking this energy anymore that doesn't serve you. That I think is correct. So I would say that this is really stable, and I think if I look at the bottom of the deck, I can see that the Page of Wands is here as well. So this creative energy and excitement is really going to be with you for this new phase. And I think that one of the things that the outcome is also telling me is that the connection between the things you have learned on your journey and the creativity can go hand in hand and produce something that might be very, very, very good. So all in all, this is a good reading. You've worked through some energy that you needed to work through. You are now with people who you can work with and feel like your tribe. You have worked through some emotions. You may be in a new relationship with either a soulmate. We know that your emotional situation is that you are in a state where you are learning to, or have completely accepted to your self-worth, and you've learned to love yourself, so that you're not taking on the energy that doesn't serve you anymore. You have stability, and you have the creative energy of the King and Queen of Wands, and you have the Empress in the creation environment to do what you want to do. You have Temperance, so you have an idea of how you want to balance things and how important it is to stay balanced. And you have the unknown and the spiritual and the emotional depth that you can go to pull into your creativity, and that creative inspiration looks like it's ready to go. And what you're going to do with it really is the Fool we saw. This is really a very close energy to that of the Fool. There's much excitement and much inspiration and much energy, and it's creative energy. So it's a great time to be creative. And I will leave it there. If you find this reading helpful, please leave me a comment and please like the video. If you like my readings and you have been here before, please subscribe. It helps YouTube creators. Thank you.